The Haunting of Room 213, a chilling tale from the Grand Mirage Hotel. Hey there, fellow night owls. Ready for a story that'll send shivers down your spine? Trust me, you might want to keep the lights on for this one. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's dive into the chilling tale of Room 213 at the Grand Mirage Hotel. Imagine this. It's a dark and stormy night. Rain pours down in sheets, pattering against the windows like 1,000 tiny drummers. Thunder rumbles in the distance, and every flash of lightning illuminates the looming figure of the Grand Mirage Hotel. Its once glorious facade now casts eerie shadows, and the tall, arched windows resemble hollow eyes watching your every move. But the Grand Mirage wasn't always this spooky. It used to be the epitome of luxury, a place where dreams were made and high society gathered to celebrate life. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Whispers of mysterious occurrences began to surface, all centering around one room, 213. So what's the real story behind Room 213? What secrets are hidden behind that ornate door? Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain to uncover the truth. Ready to join me on this journey? The Grand Mirage Hotel's glorious past. Let's hop into our time machine and set the dial to the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties. The Grand Mirage Hotel was built right in the heart of the Jazz Age, a period bursting with energy, innovation, and a zest for life. Imagine flapper dresses, jazz bands playing into the wee hours, and Charleston dancers lighting up the floor. The hotel's architecture was, and still is, a marvel. Designed in opulent Art Deco style, it boasted marble floors that reflected the glow of crystal chandeliers hanging from intricately detailed ceilings. Grand staircases swept upwards, inviting guests to explore the luxury that awaited them on each floor. Back then, the Grand Mirage was the hotspot for celebrities, politicians, artists, you name it. Legendary parties were a regular occurrence, with rooms filled with laughter, clinking glasses, and the smooth sounds of jazz music. It wasn't just a hotel. It was a symbol of hope, prosperity, and the epitome of elegance during a time when the world was changing at a rapid pace. People came from all over to experience the magic of the Grand Mirage. It was where deals were made, romances blossomed, and stories began. But little did they know, it would also become the site of a mystery that would echo through the decades. The mysterious incident of 1935. Fast forward to the year 1935, a year that would forever change the legacy of the Grand Mirage Hotel. Room 213 was the crown jewel of the establishment. It was the poshest suite, offering panoramic views of the city skyline, plush furnishings, and an ambiance that screamed luxury. Enter Evelyn Harper, a name that lit up marquees and enchanted audiences nationwide. Evelyn was a renowned actress with a string of successful films under her belt. She was the talk of the town, glamorous, talented, and at the peak of her career. Evelyn checked into Room 213 under a veil of secrecy. Some say she was seeking a quiet retreat. Others believe she was meeting someone in private. Just a few days into her stay, tragedy struck. Evelyn was found dead in her room. The official cause? Suicide. But here's where things get murky. Those close to Evelyn insisted she wasn't suicidal. The swift investigation and quick conclusion left many scratching their heads. Rumors began to swirl. Was it really suicide or something more sinister? Was there a cover-up to protect someone powerful? Rumors and legends begin. In the wake of Evelyn's death, the once vibrant halls of the hotel were filled with hushed whispers. Staff members reported hearing soft sobbing coming from Room 213 when it was unoccupied. Guests who stayed in the room complained of unsettling feelings like being watched and awoke from nightmares they couldn't quite remember. Word started to spread. The hotel's glamorous veneer began to crack as stories of hauntings made their way into newspapers and conversations around town. The Grand Mirage, once a symbol of opulence, was now associated with mystery and unease. Management, desperate to salvage the hotel's reputation, tried everything. They renumbered rooms, temporarily closed off Room 213, and even spread their own rumors to discredit the ghost stories. But you know how it goes. The more you try to hide something, the more people want to uncover it. Bookings declined, revenue dropped, and the Grand Mirage began a slow descent from its pedestal. The legend of Room 213 had taken on a life of its own. The reopening and renewal efforts. Decades rolled by, and the hotel remained a shadow of its former self. That is, until new ownership stepped in with a bold vision to restore the Grand Mirage to its glory days. Massive renovations were planned, sparing no expense to bring back the charm that once captivated so many. Walls were knocked down, decor was updated, and technology was integrated to meet modern standards. Room 213 was not only reopened, but transformed into a deluxe suite designed to attract high-end clientele. For a while it worked. Guests were intrigued by the hotel's storied past and eager to experience its renewed luxury. The Grand Mirage buzzed with life once more, and it seemed like the past was finally laid to rest. But then, the unexplainable started happening again. Construction workers reported strange accidents, tools disappearing, sudden chills, and the feeling of being pushed when no one was around. Electronic devices malfunctioned without reason. The protagonists stay. Enter Alex Mitchell, a charismatic travel blogger and vlogger who had made a name exploring haunted sites and uncovering the stories behind them. With a sizable following on social media, Alex was always on the hunt for the next intriguing destination. When the invitation to stay at the newly renovated Grand Mirage Hotel arrived, Alex jumped at the opportunity. A blend of luxury and a potential ghost story, it was content gold. Upon arrival, Alex was struck by the hotel's beauty. The staff were friendly, almost too friendly, with smiles that didn't quite reach their eyes. There was a palpable tension beneath the surface, but Alex shrugged it off as pre-opening jitters. "Welcome to the Grand Mirage, Mr. Mitchell," the receptionist said, handing over an ornate key. "We've put you in one of our finest suites, room 213. Unaware of the room's infamous history, Alex headed up, excited to settle in and start exploring. The suite was breathtaking. High ceilings, a plush king-sized bed, floor-to-ceiling windows offering stunning city views. It was perfect. But almost immediately, Alex noticed something felt off. There were inexplicable cold spots, and the lights seemed to flicker ever so slightly. Coincidence? Maybe. But for Alex, it was the beginning of an unexpected journey. First night experiences. After a long day of travel, Alex decided to turn in early. As sleep enveloped them, vivid dreams took hold. In the dream, a woman in a vintage dress wandered the halls, her eyes filled with sorrow. She seemed to be searching for something, or someone. The dream felt incredibly real, so much so that Alex jolted awake, heart pounding. Glancing at the clock, it was 3:13 a.m. Classic witching hour stuff. They laughed it off, attributing it to an overactive imagination, fueled by late-night room service. But the weirdness didn't stop there. Soft sobbing echoed faintly, seeming to come from the walls themselves. The sound was so subtle that Alex wondered if it was just the old building making noises or perhaps an emotional neighbor. Deciding not to overthink it, they drifted back to sleep. Morning came, and with it, more oddities. The notebook Alex had left on the desk was now on the floor, open to a blank page. The window, which had been firmly shut to keep out the rain, was slightly open, letting in a cool breeze, uncovering the hotel's secrets. Curiosity piqued, Alex decided to dig a little deeper into the hotel's history. While chatting with a bellhop, they casually asked if the hotel was known to be haunted. The bellhop's eyes widened for a split second before he forced a chuckle. "Oh, just old stories," he said quickly. "Nothing to worry about." Not satisfied with the vague response, Alex approached Mrs. Thompson, the senior housekeeper who'd been at the hotel for decades. She hesitated at first, but eventually offered a cryptic warning. "Some stories are better left in the past, dear, especially those that still linger in the present." Now fully invested, Alex headed to the local library to see what they could uncover. Hours spent sifting through microfilm and dusty archives paid off when they stumbled upon news articles detailing Evelyn Harper's mysterious death. The more Alex read, the more the pieces didn't add up. Evelyn was at the height of her career, had just signed on to a new film, and by all accounts, was happy and full of life. The quick closure of the case and the lack of a thorough investigation seemed suspicious at best. Could it be that Evelyn didn't take her own life? And if so, what really happened in room 213? The haunting intensifies. Returning to the hotel, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. That night, the paranormal activity escalated. As they reviewed footage for their vlog, the video glitched, showing brief, distorted images of a woman's face, not unlike Evelyn's. Around midnight, the temperature in the room plummeted. Alex could see their breath forming small clouds in the air. The lights flickered violently before going out completely. In the darkness, a soft glow began to form near the window. The apparition of Evelyn Harper appeared, her eyes filled with desperation. "Help me," she whispered, her voice echoing as if from a distance. Then, chaos erupted. The doors slammed shut, drawers opened and closed on their own, and the mirror in the bathroom fogged up, revealing the words "Find the truth" scrawled across it. Heart racing, Alex grappled with fear and excitement. This was unlike any haunting they'd ever experienced. It was as if Evelyn was reaching out directly, begging for help, seeking answers. Realizing they needed backup, Alex reached out to Maria Lopez, a local historian and paranormal enthusiast known for her expertise on the town's darker history. Over coffee at a quaint cafe, Alex and Maria pored over the evidence. Maria shared her own findings, including rumors that Evelyn had been involved with a man named Richard Beaumont, a wealthy investor in the hotel. "There's speculation that Richard was obsessed with Evelyn," Maria explained. "When she tried to end things, he couldn't handle it." They dug deeper, uncovering witness accounts and old letters hinting at a violent confrontation between Evelyn and Richard shortly before her death. Armed with this new information, Alex confronted the hotel manager, Mr. Hawkins. Cornered, he admitted that the hotel's original owners had hushed up the scandal to protect their interests. "You have to understand," Mr. Hawkins pleaded. "Reopening these wounds could ruin us all." "Evelyn deserves justice," Alex retorted. "Her story needs to be told." The final night. Determined to set things right, Alex decided to spend one final night in room 213, hoping to make direct contact with Evelyn's spirit. As midnight approached, Alex set up cameras and recorders around the room. Holding Evelyn's photo found in the archives, they spoke aloud. "Evelyn, I'm here to help you. Show me what I need to see." The room erupted with energy. Objects levitated, the wallpaper peeled to reveal hidden messages, and a gust of wind whipped through despite the windows being closed. Amid the chaos, Evelyn appeared more clearly than ever before. She pointed emphatically toward the fireplace before fading away. Rushing over, Alex inspected the fireplace and noticed a loose brick. Behind it was a small weathered box. Inside the box, Alex found Evelyn's diary and a photograph of her with Richard Beaumont. The diary entries detailed their tumultuous relationship, Richard's obsession, and her plans to leave him for good. One chilling entry read, "If anything happens to me, it was Richard. He swore that if he couldn't have me, no one would." Unveiling the truth. This was the evidence needed to prove that Evelyn's death was not a suicide, but a murder. Working with Maria, Alex compiled all the findings into a compelling blog post and video. They presented the evidence to the authorities and shared the story with their followers. The response was overwhelming. The story went viral, sparking public outcry and demands for justice. The case was officially reopened, and though Richard Beaumont was long deceased, his misdeeds were brought to light. Evelyn's legacy was restored, not as a tragic figure who took her own life, but as a victim whose story had finally been heard. Conclusion. In the wake of these revelations, the Grand Mirage Hotel faced intense scrutiny. Bookings were canceled, investors pulled out, and the future of the establishment hung in the balance. But more importantly, there was a sense that Evelyn's spirit had found peace. Reports of hauntings in room 213 ceased, and the eerie atmosphere seemed to lift. Alex took a moment to reflect on the journey. "I've always been fascinated by the paranormal," they mused, looking into the camera. But this experience was different. It wasn't just about unexplained happenings, it was about uncovering the truth and giving someone a voice after decades of silence. This makes you think about how the past lingers in our world. Places carry memories, and sometimes those memories reach out to us. Maybe it's a reminder to pay attention, to listen to the whispers, and to honor the stories that came before us. So, next time you walk into an old building or stay in a historic hotel, take a moment to appreciate its history. You never know what tales the walls might hold. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. It's one I'll never forget. As the video fades, Alex adds with a smile, "And who knows, maybe the next story is just around the corner waiting to be discovered." The camera pans back to the door of room 213. It stands ajar for a moment before slowly, silently closing on its own. The lights in the hallway flicker once, and a soft whisper echoes, "Thank you." The screen fades to black as a haunting melody plays, leaving viewers with a lingering sense of both closure and wonder.